I got your message. It was long, your message. I find the sound of your voice grating.
If it's any consolation, my solution that I had does work. It's just I didn't realize my sound card sucked so bad. Anyways, we are recording in 3, 2, 10 seconds ago. Go. I started recording 10 seconds ago.
You fucking cocks. Is that really?
Yeah.
Why would you?
I don't know. I figured we had to start sometime.
Cut it out.
It's called post, bitch.
All right, bitches.
All right. So I guess we're going
Welcome to the first ever Beyond the Veil
Beyond the Veil
podcast.
It's gonna be more like a ramble cast, really. I mean, we still I guess we have no idea what we're going to do, but
I got some ideas.
He's got ideas.
Mr. B's got ideas. We're good.
I don't.
We're all good. We'll let
Well,
Mr. B take it.
we'll do our fucking introductions. To the good folks at home, I am Jake Bauer, but most of these people you'll hear refer to me as either Mr. B or Bones, or possibly Bone Daddy.
Or Mr. Bones.
They're all sexual innuendos in themselves.
Or if he's pissing us off, that fat asshole.
That too. So, that's me. Recognize my voice.
I am the first of the Burns brothers, even though I'm the youngest. I am Blair Burns, the better Burns.
Unbelievable. I'm right here. I am
defend yourself.
Here. So, yeah, I guess I'm the Elder Burns. My name is Donovan. Man, a few words. So, I guess the introductions are bumming me out. I guess we just get on with the show, you know?
I guess I should just take this fucking bull by the goddamn horns.
Take the bull by the horn.
Alright, so, well, we don't have the full of what this podcast is going to be, everything yet. We're gonna learn and figure out as we go, but it's focused more on paranormal stuff and, you know, more like possibly like ghosts, and talk of different places that we know of around us. Oh, by the way, we live in Minnesota.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it, but Minnesota has a pretty rich history of messed up, haunted, creepy places. So
just in the suburbs of the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul, like half hour north of them. So we're not too far from the cities, but we're not just in the heart of the cities. And yeah, so talk about that. Places we hear of, know of, stories we've heard, been to, whatnot. Possibly even we might even get a chance. Might go to some places. Maybe do some field recording.
Originally, that was the idea. We sat down and we're like, you know what would be cool is if we, you know, went to some cool haunted place and made a podcast of us, you know, discovering this stuff, and just being, I guess, as it's winter time, we haven't really done any of that yet.
Plus, we have to put filler, because otherwise we'd have to either go to a bunch of places and record a bunch of stuff and record a bunch beforehand,
right,
so we can get them out consistently. Otherwise, just have a month or so in between fucking episodes coming out.
Who wants that shit?
So
no one
we gotta
wants that.
take.
So I mean, yeah, me and Mr. B both have full-time jobs. Blair is in school still,
full-time.
full-time student. So the amount of time we have is basically, it's fairly limited. So we figured we'd get the ball rolling now while we can, and
Plus, we can always figure out, like, we know what we have in our neck of the woods, which will probably get up first, but then in the future, we'll always take suggestions from people.
right. And we do have some awesome ideas of stuff that we want to get to very, very soon.
We'll get to all that when the time happens. I guess we can start by, just talking a little bit about, shit what our views and beliefs in different things are. So I'm gonna say aliens. No, it's not we as like a whole. I just say we as in each individual views, because I'm assuming we're gonna have different opinions on different things.
Differing opinions here.
Aliens, anyone want to chime up, or you want me to chime mine in first? They're probably sick of hearing my fucking voice right now, so someone else should fucking chime in.
You know what? I'll go ahead and take this one first. Aliens. Oh God, aliens.
I don't know. Therefore, aliens.
Yeah, Blair basically summed it up there. There's just a lot of stuff out there with aliens now. Like the History Channel is now Pawn Stars and Ancient Aliens. So It's like, what was it the other day? They were talking about smelting. How the Great Pyramid at Giza was actually a nuclear reactor that the ancient aliens used to convert lead to gold.
Stupid.
Like, I sat there and I thought to myself, what in the fuck would aliens do that for?
They're bored.
Bored?
They're bored, so they go around and mess with
Here's my thoughts. Obviously, I have no doubt that we're not the only living life form in this galaxy.
I agree with that.
But I even think, but I pretty much think there's a lot of small organisms on planets, yes. I like to think that there are more our style of
intelligent
beings out there, but do I think they've been here? That's tricky, maybe. Do I think they've been here within the last 50 years? Probably not, because they've probably seen what we've done to our planet and have no need for it. And maybe at one point, if they were assholes, they were thinking about taking our planet. But once we've done to it, they don't fucking want this.
Yeah,
I believe there's probably, just like humans, if there are multiple races of other beings out there, I think there's some that are,
so you
kind-hearted. There's some that are fucking assholes.
You think Earth
like
is
the
safe
Hitler beat alien. Like mein Führer, bing, 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 bing.
That was horribly racist. We may have to edit that out of post. Shit. So
you can't edit me.
To summarize, you think Earth is safe because the aliens don't want sloppy seconds? Because we railed that bitch. Let's be honest. If the Earth is a woman,
well, I would say as more as we railed her, as more as we raped her.
Right. Oh, absolutely. And
to death.
This is not willing. The shit we've done to this planet.
I listen to a lot of paranormal podcasts, and they do a lot of talking about...
No, what?
About UFOs.
You're supposed to talk about other fucking podcasts?
Oh, there's other podcasts. Don't you worry about it. So there's a lot of stories out there about alien abductions and UFOs and all that stuff, and some of it I don't buy, and some of it I do. I would say that, I guess, given your views, Mr. B, I guess I'm more open to aliens than you are, because I don't know, some of the stuff that I've heard is fairly convincing.
I'm open to them, and I can believe that they fly within our. Oh, I know, I believe they're there. I believe they possibly fly through our atmosphere at times. But do I think they're ever going to come back here? Not unless they really, really need to. I think they got their own shit to worry about, and
unless they're really fucking bored,
and they don't really care to deal with us.
Yeah,
they see who we are.
They have cows to mutilate here. Okay, they've
mutilated all of our.
There's barely any cows left in this world to fucking mutilate. Percentage of cows has gone down. All right, we're getting political now.
You show your work. I don't think the cow level.
I think they. Yeah. Well, they're not as healthy as cows.
Well, here's another question. don't mean to cut you off, Blair, on your alien thoughts, but are we going to talk about conspiracy theories on this show? Because I know a lot of paranormal.
We can. I don't think. I mean, we'll see what the future holds. But I don't foresee us going into
the whole conspiracy.
Some of
theory
them are
thing.
interesting, though.
Some of them are
The only way
and some of them are weird. Like I remember reading about a conspiracy, the terror attacks in London in 2005. Someone told me that there was a conspiracy theory that the reason those happened was to cover up that the prince's girlfriend or wife, whatever, was having sex with a horse. No, I'm not making that up. I mean, look that up.
Let me see. Princess to be fucks horse.
Fucks horse.
Okay, maybe don't look that up, but I guess I don't think we.
Well, see, I don't. This is my theory. I think if we get to it and all of a sudden we go on tangents or we find something cool to do and we talk about it, perhaps.
I can't see us getting off on
but no, I'm just in general, like aliens, any other things. I think now we're just talking about what we believe in so people can get a grasp of where we come from. But conspiracy theories, I think we can come up with them. I think we can talk about it if we find talking about a place we hear of or know or someone sends we look into or visit or whatever. And if there's some kind of conspiracy to the history of it or the history of possible hauntings, I can go into that.
We do have ties to it, though, because, okay, hear me out here. Minnesota, former governor Jesse the Body Ventura has that show about conspiracy theories. Think about that for a second. We just brought that full circle for all the people listening at home.
But he's got a conspiracy. He's got a conspiracy show, and he's from Minnesota. So why do they need a second group of people from Minnesota doing a conspiracy show?
Well played.
Yeah.
I was just trying to bring it full circle.
I hear you.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I hear you. Go fuck yourself.
Anyways, I cut you off, Blair. What do you think about aliens?
I honestly don't know. I definitely think they exist. They're somewhere. They've almost certainly been here. Again, recently, I'm not sure.
I think they've been here. I just don't think they've probably been here.
I just don't think. Yeah, I don't think they're here as often as everyone says they are.
All right. What about you? Is everyone in this room familiar with Roswell? I mean, I know anyone listening to a paranormal podcast would know at least a little bit about Roswell.
I don't know like every little detail about it. I just know Roswell, aliens,
New Mexico,
boom.
Right. I mean, yeah, pretty much.
There's all kinds of conspiracy theories.
Yeah, there's a lot of different theories.
If something crashed there, if they have a government bunker with all kinds of stuff, if they have an alien spaceship there. All kinds of stuff you saw in the movie Independence Day.
Which is, as we all know, probably the most realistic source out there.
Well, sure. Bill Pullman doesn't do fake stuff.
Yeah, definitely not.
He's a historian. So,
what did I tell you about that fucking cigarillo in your mouth?
It helps me concentrate. So, I don't know. I guess there is a lot of ground to cover with the whole alien thing.
I don't think we need to spend too much time on it. I was just
exactly what
I was just saying go around to just get a feel for where we're at, or if any one of us is more skeptical than the other. I'm more of a skeptic than others.
We had decided that we weren't going to talk to each other about this until we started recording. So I guess my money is still on Blair being the most skeptical. So I guess we'll have to see how that plays out.
Now, since we're going that route, with Blair holding his hand up to the sky, trying to communicate with aliens, but he's just sending a text. Fucking texting there and podding. Lucky this isn't on video. Anyway, Bigfoot. Since we're going out there, might as well talk about Bigfoot. Now, I don't know if I believe in him. I want to
believe in him, but I want to
believe desperately because that'd be awesome.
I know you're.
But at the same time, I'd be worried if we did discover them, because then if we found out there's more, then not legally, but then poachers would be like the asshole in Harry and the Hendersons. Poachers would start hunting them because that would be a big get.
Right.
So for that reason, I don't know if I want them to be there. I kind of want them to. I want to believe they're there, and if they are, to kind of stay secret. I'd like to see some pictures. Maybe get some actual hardcore pictures from people who are just searching for it or accident that aren't going to try to hunt it.
Right.
Yeah.
But not like give exact locations so people go out and try to shoot these things and take them down like any other animals.
The problem with
there's
the
probably
whole
scarce.
is that skeptics aren't going to believe Bigfoot exists until they have that, until they have a body or a location where they can go and see one in person.
The only hard part about Bigfoot that makes it harder to believe is the fact that there's so many things that say, like, pretty much like everywhere. There's been every state, pretty much, maybe not like Hawaii, has had Bigfoot sightings and stuff. And just like animals, they're not fucking everywhere.
Right.
Like, I get in the northern parts of the East Coast and West Coast, and even northern here, like there's been sightings up northern Minnesota. I can believe in that, but some plots, I don't think they're fucking everywhere.
Well, I mean, you have like the Yeti, which is the Himalayas, right, in Asia, and you've got like the wild man in Africa and the highlands of Asia, and you have Australia has the Yowie, which is basically like Bigfoot. So it's like a legend that's everywhere, and despite the fact that it's everywhere, there's no body. Like, how is there not a dead Bigfoot on the side of a road somewhere that's been hit by a car?
Because they're invincible, Donovan.
They're invincible.
Well, that's true. That's true. They could take out a car.
Yeah, they just
A truck, maybe not.
flip
Maybe
that
if they had a
shit.
truck, they couldn't.
It's true. I saw a semi-truck cut a deer in half once on my way to work.
Well, it's good to say. I might want to cut that out. Okay, so there's the bit. Okay, can we move on for the big? For anyone else got to say anything about the Bigfoot?
No, I
Speak their
think
piece.
like cryptozoology in general, we will cover as necessary. But I think I am in the same boat with the aliens that I don't think there's too much ground for us to cover there.
Well, okay. Now the big one. The big one. What are everyone's thoughts on Santa Claus?
Well,
I'm sorry.
I got fucking nothing this year, so I'm gonna say
He's
if
an
he does
asshole.
exist, he's fucking dead to me.
Well, it depends. This is like a Goosebumps change. Pick your own ending book. If for some reason, which you shouldn't be listening to this, if you're like under 8, Santa's definitely real.
Definitely real. If you are under 8
Choose
years
if
old,
you're over 8 years old. Choose side
if you
B.
are under 8 years old, Santa Claus
Is
real.
dead.
If you are
Real.
If you are,
I meant
if you
real.
are over 8 years old, Santa Claus is not real. But if there's people that still believe, let them believe. All right, that was just fucking around with the Santa part. But okay, now I have 2 more I want to talk about, but I don't know. I'm debating on which order I want to do it in. Should we
You
save?
need some coffee,
Well,
sir.
no. But should we save what we're gonna? The main thing we're gonna focus on for. Fuck it. All right. Let's go. Let's go. I'm going to the real big one now. The God.
God.
The God. Like, granted, I'm not thinking we're gonna get real religious here, but
Right.
some people see that as just as big as aliens and Bigfoot.
Right.
Yeah.
So might as well talk about it because that gets our scope of our
We might
beliefs.
as well talk about it, but I think we
Not
need to
heated,
say
not
that,
heatedly.
I think we need to say that this is not going to be a religious podcast.
No.
Just like it's not
The
going
only
to be
time
a
we'll talk.
political podcast.
The only time we'll talk about religion again is if we're talking about a certain place that may have original tones, like religious tones, like a old church or something like that.
Right.
That'd be
or-
the only time religion would get brought up.
Right. But
Most
I
likely.
agree. It's good to get this stuff out there. I guess I'll start. Me and Blair were both raised Catholic, but not hardcore Catholic. We were never ever forced to go to church or anything like that. I definitely can't speak for Blair. But myself, I would still consider myself Roman Catholic.
Interruption.
And we're back.
And we are back.
So you were saying,
What I was saying was about religion is that, in my opinion, when religion gets bad is when people decide that they have to share what they believe in with everybody. So
I don't mind sharing
will-
if someone actually asks, but the people
Right, if they're interested.
But if they go out of their way to start it of like, I want to tell you what I believe and this is what I believe.
That's a really good impression. But no, I will say I guess I do believe in God. And the reason for it is pretty simple, really. 'Cause I think that the world has proven time and time again that there is true evil. And there's a part of me that says if that exists, if true evil exists, why can't the exact opposite of that be true? Why can't true good and light exist. And I think that is almost the entirety of why I would still consider myself to believe in God, I guess.
What are you anything to say on this?
Donovan will know I am the farthest thing from a religious person.
Mm-hmm. I do know that.
I can't tell you why, because I was raised the same exact way as you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I want to believe in a higher power. And I think a part of me definitely does, but like, I don't know, there's always just that other part of me that's just kind of kicks the other one back and says, hey, look here. Look at all the shit that's going on in the world.
Mm-hmm. Right. Look at your facts. Take your facts.
Take your fact sheet. Exactly. And that's, I don't know.
I'll check.
And I guess it is worth pointing out that when I was your age, I don't think I believed in God either. So, I mean...
Yeah. We'll see.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
It's my fucking thoughts. I wasn't really raised too religious. I've been to church before, but never really, part of my home and whatnot, which is whatever. I knew about it. I just wasn't, grew up in it. I believe in God. I have very strong feelings that if, some, I would say over-religious, obviously some overly religious people, but some just really religious other people who are, I don't believe the Bible is everything, all truth saying.
Right.
Nothing against it. I just don't think it is.
I don't either.
As some people think, though, that I don't think, as I've been told by other people before, I'm trying to think of examples, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But I, like the whole, if you do bad things, punishment and whatnot. I don't really, if it's really big things like murder and stuff, yeah, then you might get fucked. You might be fucked. But small, the things like that, like sex before marriage and all that other stuff. And other certain things, just lying, doing other stuff. I don't really think God's the spiteful son of a bitch that some people like to make him out to be.
I think that's a great point, Mr. B, because I feel the same way. I look at what's in the Bible and I'm like, no offense intended to anyone, but Jesus fucking Christ, there is some messed up shit in here.
It's a fucked up book.
It is. It's messed up.
Yeah.
I also think part of the reason why he's not the spiteful son of a bitch that some people make him out to be is because I also don't think in certain ways, and I'm trying to make stuff not an asshole, but I don't really think he's I don't know, as omnipresent or as involved as it is. I think at first we were kind of an experiment to, let's see what I can fucking do. And, he focused on us and he paid attention for a while. And not that he doesn't pay attention, he, checks in and out here and there. But I pretty much think it's more of a, in a way, of some of the religious thing, people think, why we have, freedom of speech and, free will. But I think he just, lets us do our thing, and we're kind of an experiment that evolved, and he's just, he's off doing his thing, and, just lets, us as great experiments just kind of play ourselves out and do our things, periodically checking in. Maybe he has a hand involved in shit and gets involved if he needs to. But that honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, who are we to say?
I don't know for sure if he does or not, but I don't think he's, God is watching you. I don't think he's really watching much stuff.
Yeah,
I think really we're just chronic masturbation and dirty socks and yelling at people and young ripe melons and stuff like that. I don't think he's around. I don't think he's all around. So I think he chimes in and he has a say in stuff. And maybe I'm dead wrong. Maybe he has more involved than I think, but I just don't. I think he's give us free will and lets us make our decisions, good or bad.
So
Our decisions affect our lives.
No matter what we believe in, I don't think it's going to get in the way of any of the stuff that we're really going to get into on this show. No. I know there are a couple of good cases of demonic possession dealing with the area around us. I'm a little iffy on that because that is one thing that makes me nervous is messing around with demons and stuff. So I guess it remains to be seen how that's going to play out, but
and so you keep a salt shotgun at all times.
Assault shotgun, yes.
I don't think that works.
Well, you know what?
You don't know that.
I don't know. I said think.
You don't think.
I don't think. I didn't say I know that doesn't work.
I've tried.
I don't think. I said I don't think I know. Okay, then here we go. What we'll mostly be discussing?
Right. What made us start this podcast?
And ghosts. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
I do. I also think I think more times than not, it's all in people's heads and made up.
Oh, for sure.
But I think 30%, maybe 40%, maybe times there's some truth to it.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'm dead wrong, and some of the other 70% there is something. But sometimes some of it's too hard to believe, and if it's just so random.
Yeah.
If there's a lot of hard facts and a lot of different eyewitness stuff that aren't, people that are all involved with each other that could have, all decided to do it. I believe it. I believe they're there. I don't know if I believe that if they have a difference between good and evil ghosts, like if they're trying to harm people or trying to scare them, or if they're trying to help or do whatever. I just think, I don't know if I believe there are. They might just be spirits that are just lingering.
Right.
And are maybe caught off guard if they can. For all we know, they can't even see people. For all we know, they're in their, spirit world or purgatory world that's blends in with ours, and they can't even see us. I like to think they do. And if they could, I don't know if they if they'd be evil or not. They might just be, lingering and laundering and doing, the thing, and sometimes something may happen that make them perceive them to be evil. They might not be, but I could be wrong.
Well, it's funny you bring that up too, because there's a couple of ways to perceive a haunting. I mean, there's the traditional sense where someone dies, their spirit goes to either heaven or hell, or it stays on Earth for whatever reason, becomes a ghost or a wandering spirit, or in some cases like a poltergeist that is just an asshole to everybody. But then there's also other theories.
Like Peeves, the poltergeist, Harry Potter books.
I don't get that reference.
Oh.
So
Peeves.
Anyways,
continue.
Fucking poltergeists are assholes. But there's a whole other school of thought on hauntings. There's people who, like Mr. B brought up before, think that the majority of what people are experiencing can be explained with various psychological anomalies or diseases. Something's wrong with people's heads, and they can perceive these ghosts. There's also a school of thought that ghosts aren't dead people per se; that they're people who are alive in a dimension that layers our own, and in certain
like in Fringe shit.
Not unlike that
Fringe.
at all, actually. So kind of like Fringe.
Could be. I'm less believing in that than I do actual ghosts.
Well, the interesting thing
I'm open to anything though.
Interesting thing about that theory is that it has the potential, and I mean that's obviously a big if involved in this potential, but there is potential that there can be scientific evidence to back up this claim of multiple dimensions and stuff. I mean, I think it's a long way off, but there is, in theory, a way to scientifically verify something like that versus the traditional haunting where you have people with EMF readers and, they're checking for cold spots with thermal imaging and picking up EVPs. EVPs, I think, are really interesting.
Yeah.
Let it be known that, at least at this time, I don't know if ever, we do not have, or as of right now, have any plans to get any type of that equipment to use.
Yeah.
No,
on the field. Ours is more just experience and good or bad or absolutely nothing.
Well, I mean, think
just
about
seeing it.
How often, if someone comes up to you and says, oh, I had this awesome ghost experience. They tell you a cool story, and then do you immediately go, well, okay, where's your EMF readings, dude? I'll believe you when I see your EMF readings. Like, honestly, I don't think to many people that means shit if you have any EMF readings.
But I'm sure to some people...
I'm sure to some people it's important. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point.
Always a lot. I don't think we're going that way. Okay.
I don't think we're going that way. We want the experience.
This is curious. I'm wondering if there's... I don't know if there's different kind of spirits, or if there's different kind of... Like any people that watch the fine show on the CW, Supernatural.
Great freaking show. Great show.
Watch it, everybody. But anyway, like some of the things they talk about, there's a thing of, I don't know if this is real or not, of a death echo, they call it in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's any basis on this in real life. I'm sure they do their research heavily, the staff and writers and stuff, so I'm sure there's been some stuff in this world about it, but I don't know if there's any, more facts. Anyway, what they call a death echo is where someone dies in a... I made this wrong exactly, but they die in a bizarre way, hit by a train or, some a bizarre way rather than, heart attack, hit their head and break their neck or something.
Right.
It happened. Stabbed. I mean, stabbed could be weird, but, a weirder thing and stuff. And then they're just forced in that location. Their like spirit or ghost constantly relives that moment. Just maybe the 15 seconds or so. Like if they're hit by a train, they're walking and they look and the light comes and boom, and they're hit. And then that happens every, I don't know.
Every so often.
If it happens every 10 minutes,
right.
Every hour,
in
once
essence,
a day.
they have to replay their death.
Their death.
Yep, over and over.
So I don't know if those really exist. That really exists in the world or not.
Well, I mean, I have heard that before, and that's another thing I think we should get out there. I don't think any of us have much of a fondness for those TV shows with that dude busted in there. Hey, ghost, come on, bro, come at me.
Yeah.
And they try to record I'm like, come on, dude. Really?
Oh, I don't like that. I will say now, just in case I do it in the future, if we ever go on site to a place, I may say that, but only for comedic value and to make fun of them. I'm not intentionally trying to do that, so let it be known right now that I don't need everyone calling me a fucking hypocrite for doing that. But, dude, you fucking said you didn't like that shit, but you fucking did it. Yeah, because let's face it, everyone on the goddamn internet loves to be a hypocrite and a critic, so they'd fucking do it.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt.
So, I mean, it'll still happen anyway, so, whatever. It doesn't bother me that much, but that's that. What I say we talk about is, this has nothing to do with hauntings, but the next town over is Anoka, Minnesota, which is also called the Halloween capital of the world.
Right.
Self-proclaimed. Self-proclaimed, but the facts are there. It's pretty deal. It's mostly because it's history of them they were the first person to kind of really try to get trick-or-treating and community parades and other stuff together so kids could stay out of mischief and stuff. So that's kind of really what it got. Now, it wasn't like a spooky reason. It was more of a getting how traditional Halloween is now started there. But anyway,
it's an old town.
It has a lot
of history, and there's a lot of least anecdotal evidence.
There's
a lot of hauntings.
There's different things. Like there's some restaurants. There's one restaurant in particular that used to be an old Lady of the Night house.
It was a whorehouse.
It was a whorehouse. Full of whores.
The story goes that there was a whore on I believe it was the third floor. If anyone knows details and I'm getting this wrong, please correct me. Third floor, something like that, who was killed by her what would you
a gentleman, a client,
John.
Wasn't he didn't he strangle her or something?
I believe she was strangled. Yeah. Anyways, her spirit is supposed to haunt the restaurant. Apparently, it's well known because everyone that works
there say sometimes weird stuff I've read, like they'll come in the morning and then it's not done at night, but all like the tables are set.
Right, it's a nice ghost.
It's for the god of it. It's a nice ghost. Maybe it's knowing what it does. Maybe besides being a whore, prostitute, it knew it also did waitressing or something, and so that's what it's used to as well. And it knows what it's like. Maybe it's just a nice ghost, and maybe ghosts are good and bad.
Maybe they
Or
have
maybe
the
it just
most
knows.
forgetful night lockup
maybe-
person in the world. Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyways,
That'd be
I
weird
actually
for someone
heard-
to
I don't
lock
know if this is true, but I've heard this multiple times that if you get a job at Billy's, they essentially, before they hire you, they make sure that you're comfortable working in a place.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't, like I said, I don't know
I've
if it's
also-
true. It sounds like that could be some, made
Yeah.
up to add spice to the story.
There's
but-
also things of people bringing people like seeing floating silverware and glasses and like salt shakers and stuff.
Interruptions.
Sorry, I had to pause to look for something, save you guys some trouble. Anyway, of salt, different things like lifting up and flying through the air and stuff. So there's some of that. I'm looking and I got a book here.
Say the name of the book so that we can give them some free publicity.
It's The Unexplained presents The Minnesota Road Guide to Haunted Locations by Chad Lewis and Terry Fisk.
Pretty decent
Pretty
book.
good, pretty
I
good.
think I'll-
I think they have them for different states too.
Just to make sure everything is kosher legal-wise, we'll put a link up in the show notes for the Amazon link, so if anyone is interested in the book, they can buy it.
Yes,
It's a
anything I may say from this is not our words, it's theirs.
Correct.
And we're fans of the book, so that's why we're sharing it with some people. Please don't sue. Sue will take it down. Billy's Barn got It actually, patrons got greedy. Killed her to take the profits of the lady. They actually took, looks like it was the madam of the house. And it was actually ran an unofficial brothel out of the hotel it used to be.
So it was a hotel.
And the
okay.
patrons got greedy
So
and
it
killed her to
wasn't
take
a
the
whore.
profits.
She was
That's
the head
one.
whore, though. She was the head madam.
Another rumor is that she lost the hotel, money wise. We're not so that she was so distressed about losing the hotel that she hung herself from one of the chandeliers on the third floor.
So yeah, it was right on the third floor. No biggie.
So yeah, also another travel in the restaurant in the evening. You will somebody see a shadowy figure in the window. They hear pictures moving. Ghosts has been even seen moving around there. The one thing I've heard of, and I don't know if I actually saw this once, but I was there just this October doing some stuff with their Halloween committee and whatnot, and went by Billy's, and they didn't say anything about it, but I looked, and if you look in the third floor window, sometimes you can see a woman or a womanly figure up there, and I know they have it shut down, so they don't have anything up on the third floor, I don't believe. Maybe the owners of Billy's have storage up there, but I hear it's locked down, so not like employees can't just walk up there
Right.
and stuff. But I've heard that. But I saw it when I was.
If we asked them if we could get in there.
Maybe, I don't know if they let. It might be.
Come on.
We'll see.
Come on.
Well, we could try, but
We're silver-tongued devils.
But no, I went up and I thought I saw. I don't know. I'm not saying. Maybe it's more I wanted to.
Yeah.
But I've gone by it many times at night or during the day and looked up in the windows and haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
But this one time I looked up and it looked like I wouldn't guarantee it was a womanly figure, but it looked like a figure more in the curtains outline, just kind of like it was more like just if like a person was staring off into the distance out there. That's what it looked like, and that was still a little creepy. That was kind of cool. There was other murders at the hotel just outside it too, but that they've no fully explain of like if that has anything to do with haunting.
Yeah.
Right. So you've got stuff like that. My personal favorite from Anoka, and this was the first blog post we put on our blog, which is theveilisLifted.blogspot.com.
What's that URL again?
It is theveilisLifted.blogspot.com. Yeah, Beyond the Veil Was Taken. If you're listening to this and you have that, just fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself in your fucking ass.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding. Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe. I don't know.
Anyways, it's the Anoka State Hospital. It was an asylum built in 1900, and it's a creepy ass building. Even if you know nothing about
Well, you go to that thing and look at the pictures, because the creepiest part about it, not only are they old buildings, and it looks like something out of an old movie, but the creepy part is that the road around structure around it, kind of goes in a big loop.
Yeah.
All the buildings are around it, but they're all facing each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of has like a creepy, like as you drive, like you're always in it, and like you get this feeling of like everyone's watching you.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of creepy about it, but I like it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Continue your
well,
second thing.
it's a creepy building, and if you learn the history of the place, it's even more creepy. We have wanted to for a long time to go to the grounds and kind of explore around some of these abandoned buildings. There's like a dozen buildings, I think, on the grounds of the place. Some of them are still in use as it's the Metro Regional Treatment Center.
It's drug treatment, right?
Yep, it's like drug treatment.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the buildings are still in use, and then also the old dormitory is now a workhouse, an Anoka County workhouse.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes the prospect of, going there a little iffy, because it's a workhouse is almost like a prison. You've got inmates there, which means there's security there, which means trespassing there is probably a little more serious than anywhere else. But
this is where I have the bone to pick. You people, good readers, listeners, go check out the blog, read it. This guy, this son of a bitch, at the fucking end of it, goes through all this stuff that we're gonna go into detail more of, all this stuff that's there. But why the fuck did you promise people that we would get in? Like, I'm all for trying to get in, and it'd be really awesome if we did. But the fact that there's guards and inmates, guards and inmates and trespassing, I'm up for trying. The fact that you use the word promise our listeners / readers of the blog we would get in there, you put us in a tight fucking spot.
In all fairness, that fucking article has like 40 views, so I have not promised that many people. I can always edit.
Yeah, but once this goes up, we're gonna get like 842,000 views.
Yeah, well, that's your bad.
I didn't say
no.
promise.
Listen, I think we can get in.
It's my bad that people listen.
If it's not breaking in, so to speak. Maybe there's a way to get in there. It's not like
bribes.
Not bribes.
I'll bribe them.
Maybe. Okay, I'm all for trying, and I hope we get in. I really do. I got it. I was like, why the fuck did this motherfucker promise? Why does he promise it? I promised you, good people, we will get in.
I don't talk like that, first.
No, but the way it was written, as I read it, it sounded like douchey talk.
Douchey talk.
Like a douchey guy was reading it.
Thank you.
But I'm saying, that one I'm like, that's going to be a tall fucking order for the first thing we go.
You know what, that is going to be a tall order.
If it was just an abandoned thing, it wouldn't be so tall, but it's like, hey man, it's a pretty old haunted building with, with inmates and a lot of people who have drug problems and guards who have guns and other stuff. But, we'll get in. We'll fucking get in. We'll fucking get in. That'd be cool. Might get shivved, but we'll get in.
Mr. B, hide your vagina for a second. So we got...
I'm not scared of trying. I didn't say I'm scared. I'm saying the possibility of actually getting in will be tricky.
It's tricky. It's going to be tricky.
I'm not saying I'm fucking scared because we'll fucking try it.
We got time to plan. You know what? If this podcast hits the right set of ears, boom, we're fucking in. Just think about that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I want to read a little bit. This is from ghosteyes.com.
Wait, are we still recording while you look?
Yes. No, I'm going to actually read this off. So the article says that in 1937, the hospital, which at the time was called the Anoka State Asylum, was renamed to Anoka State Hospital, presumably to sound less abrasive for the patients and their families. It wasn't until 1951 that the institution was established as a receiving hospital, admitting new patients rather than transfers only. There is likely a long string of abuse, physical and mental mistreatment, and experimental methods that occurred at the Anoka State Hospital. Being less infamous than some other mental institutions of that era, you don't hear much about the way patients were treated in Anoka, but an astounding track record for diabolical neglect and intentional cruelty tends to follow all insane asylums in those days. It is said that patients used to use the underground tunnels to attempt breaking out of the hospital. Within these tunnels, those who could not find a way out, as so few would, often reverted to suicide as their new escape route. There are several accounts of patients hanging themselves from the heavy pipes that ran along the ceilings of the tunnels. Reports of strange noises, sinister whispers, and eerie laughter have been reported down in the tunnels. Footsteps approach, but no one is there when you turn around. Air suddenly feels cold, and just as suddenly returns to its previous temperature. The seemingly paranormal activity has continued for many years and is still reported today by those with access to the tunnels. They have been closed off to the public for years, but they are still accessible when necessary by maintenance workers and security personnel. Today, the Anoka State Hospital, which underwent yet another name change in 1987, now known as the Anoka Metro Regional Treatment Center, likely for the same reason as its prior rebranding, continues to admit patients from the Anoka area and beyond, including Hennepin, Ramsey, and Sherburne counties. And I think this was written before the dormitory was used as a workhouse, but you get kind of an idea of the legacy that this place has in the area.
Perhaps, yeah. And I really hope the buildings are creepy and cool. If we got on some of them, that'd be cool too. But it would be really tricky because, I mean, hard to find where they are. But if we ever were able to get into these tunnels,
Oh yeah.
that would be the bee's knees. That would be fucking awesome.
That's like
That would be the ultimate.
we can fucking retire if we do that.
Yeah, that'd be fucking cool. This is what my one thing though. People hung themselves down there and whatnot. What if we get down there and there's a death echo of some, like, it was a mental hospital, so someone might have been a little insane, a little, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. What if we see someone? What if there was someone that had autoerotic asphyxiation and like stood on a chair with a noose around their neck and jerking them and beating the shit out of their dick, and then hung themselves while beating the shit out of the dick right as they climaxed everywhere? And what if we walk down there and there's just a death echo of a fucking ghost standing on a chair with a noose around its neck, beating the shit out of its dick and then jumping, and then it's gone, and then it kind of like semen evaporates into the air as it vanishes, and then it's repeating itself, and we're just stuck here looking at a fucking ghost beating the shit out of its dick while standing in a chair with a noose around its neck and hanging itself, and it's semen going against the wall and then vanishing.
So what you're wondering is if we run into David Carradine down in the tunnels, if his ghost sperm is going to get on us? Is that what you're wondering?
No, ghost sperm. I'm just saying.
It'll impregnate us immediately.
Wouldn't that be fucked up if we went down there as a death echo?
That would be fucked up.
How awesome would it be too? I see pictures and videos. What if that's the first like death echo footage on the internet? It's of a death echo ghost beating the shit out of its dick and killing themselves. Fucking awesome would that be?
I think we've decided we're not going to edit this podcast down, so we're gonna keep all that in there.
Oh yeah, it's real. I think it'd be fucking awesome.
So, okay, let me get this straight. Death Echo beats the shit out of its dick.
While on chair with noose around neck.
It splooges.
It's planned it's going to kill itself. And it kills itself right as it jets. So, like, it does it and it's hung and then its arms are hanging there while the last drops of the cum, they're dripping out of its dick.
As it's swinging.
The body or the dick?
Both.
Well, that's a pretty big dick if the dick's swinging while it's swinging.
Well,
but
it's flopping.
Flopping, I get you flopping.
And the show has reached a new low.
But it's probably hard, so I'm going to be too much flopping unless it's OG Mudbone. But anyway, yeah, so I was thinking about that, like, what if we get a death echo that's like that?
I thought you were gonna be. I thought this was gonna be serious. I'm like, because if I saw somebody hang themselves even if it was a death echo or something, that's some scary, fucked up shit.
There's two ways to go. That would be terrible.
And then you talk about him whipping his dick out.
Well, they're batshit insane.
They're batshit insane. It could happen, and there are people that do stuff in this world. So why is not to say that it could be a death echo of it? But I'm saying, yeah, either way, that one would be even more what the fuck. But if we know that there's a death echo of something hanging themselves, I would be not scared, but I would be frozen, shitless for a while. Like,
that's disturbing.
Like
shit.
and I probably wouldn't want to stay down there too long. I'd probably be like, you know what, we got down here and that's awesome. And maybe we'll come down here another time, but that's enough. That's enough big shit for one night.
Right. Well, we have plenty of other places too besides that.
But that one I think is because that one's our so town. Like if we were a golfer, that would be our hometown course.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's our hometown big haunted place.
Our goal.
Yeah.
And that's our go-to. and that's the easiest to get to, and the most we know, about locally, and we've been to before.
We're not even 10 minutes from there.
Yeah, and we know the most about it, and we've been there, not like inside and stuff, but we've been to it, and outside of it and stuff. So that's why that one's going to be the easiest for us to, at least investigate right now, because it's the one that we know it has legitimate stories and history that we could at least on the outside investigate.
Right. And
at first. I mean, yeah, in time we'll find more places. People could send suggestions in and other stuff. But where else could they, besides subscribing to our blog and looking at that and sending stuff in, what's the email the good people can just email?
The email the good people can just email, Mr. B, is theveilislifted@gmail.com. And, we check it all the time.
The veil is lifted.
We've got, let me check. Let's see.
By the way, he hasn't given anyone else the password to the email, so only Donovan's been checking it.
Carry the... goose egg. No emails. So...
But have you had any comments on the blog yet?
Have not. We do have a follower on the blog now. I kind of forced him to.
But it's...
The word will get out there.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. It's early embryonic state, so I'm not too...
Right.
I'm not worried yet. I won't worry.
And the thing is, we're not as interested in the stuff that everybody knows about. Because, I mean, honestly, I know you don't want me to bring this up, but there are other paranormal podcasts out there that, frankly,
I was only kidding about bringing
that are frankly 10 times better than our podcast is ever going to be. So what we're
more going for an entertaining.
Right, entertaining
way of it. That's knowledgeable but entertaining too, and not just like the serious, straightforward. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we found.
Right.
We went to the Anoka State Hospital. We discovered many things that... Not like that.
Not like that.
That's their cup of tea. That's what they want to do. That's cool. But we want it more entertaining for people listening to at work or on their car. If you're listening to some of that like that, if it's very straight talky, for me it can get a little boring. And if they're listening to it for entertainment purposes, that's what we're going for. For little educational, but for entertainment purposes and fun too.
Absolutely. And anything that we do talk about in the show,
text in Hollywood over
I
here.
will.
Like Hollywood.
So it's a little bit Hollywood.
Scuba from lattes.
Not a big deal.
Your people call my people. Like too much.
Anything we talk about in the show, you'll be able to find on the blog. We'll make an entry for each show that we put out with notes, links for the stuff we talk about.
This one maybe we'll do one for this, but we kind of got a lot of Anoka Hospital on there. Maybe we'll do one.
Either way, you'll get one saying, "Hey, new episode," and then
once they get up, we don't know when
this. We haven't set up the RSS feed or anything yet, but ideally, you will be able to subscribe through iTunes.
And we don't know yet for sure, depending on our busy lives, if there will be a podcast every week. Ideally, that'd be awesome. But it depends on how busy we are and stuff, and if we can make the time, if we can, that'd be awesome. I wouldn't think it'd be, big gaps in between. Yeah. But if there's a week off, it might not happen. So, especially at first when we're, got the training wheels on.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily expect one right.
Right.
Next week.
It might come down to where we're a man short for a podcast.
We might have guests. We can get guests too. I'm all for special guest referees.
We're all for this. Then that was originally my point when we got off on this tangent, is that we don't want to do stuff that people already know about. What we want to do is more personal experiences from listeners. People
our experiences and people, who say like, "Hey, I know of this place," like our Anoka State Hospital. Someone who has a place that's like, it's right by us, and we always go there, even if it's high school kids go there and drink and stuff. But if it's more details of like, and then afterwards when we got a little older, we found kind of cool. We found out why it could be haunted and what's about it, and we've gone there before, even if it's just to check it out, not even just get out of the cars, just to look. And there's some more history about it. Then look into that and see. Even if it's just for them to find out more about it and stuff. Obviously, especially in the first bit, if it's in a different state and a ways away,
we're not Rockefellers.
Getting there might not happen, or at least not for a while. But I mean, I'm up for it if plan ahead of in the future, and if it happens to look like it'd be really, really awesome, and could be really, really cool to go to, and could get a great couple even episodes out of it. I'm all for it, but we'll cross that bridge when we
We'll
get
cross that. Yeah, we'll cross it when we come to it. There's no reason to rush into anything. Now, what we got right here is, I think we got a good primer for what it is that we hope to accomplish. Give you a slice of paranormal, a little more personalized, hopefully.
A little more fucks.
Lots of fucks.
And I mean, I can't say for sure, because I don't listen to all the paranormal podcasts out there, but a little more autoerotic asphyxiation. Ghosts of jerking off on chairs.
That's right.
That happens a lot, actually, in the paranormal world.
Oh,
People just don't... No, they don't talk about it, though.
Oh, well,
that's the thing.
I'm going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about
We're
it.
going to lift
Semen
the
everywhere.
veil, so to speak.
The veil being their pants.
Can I still do the podcast with you guys?
Maybe.
Let's see.
So, what are our final thoughts on ghosts? Getting a little bit back onto the track.
Bring it back to the beginning. My thoughts on ghosts are, I believe they're real. I don't know yet. Don't have enough to know if they have a difference, if there's good ghosts and bad ghosts, spirits, whatever you want to call them, or if they're just kind of there doing what they did in life.
Yeah.
And sometimes that comes off a little different. I'm not sure. I believe they're there, and I believe they do things. I don't know if they do it intentionally or not, but I believe they're there. I believe most ghosts, even if death echoes aren't real, I believe that most ghosts are there, not necessarily because they were insane, but because either something in their life or something near their death, they were in a different, their mindset and body was in a different state, so that just wouldn't let them, pass on to wherever they were more, in a more fucked up at that current time, that they were stuck in there, and it's kind of sad that they could be stuck in there forever. I don't know if there's enough evidence, so I don't have a really opinion on if ghosts can be freed, so to speak, of their purgatorially kind of stuck here, if they can be moved on, or if there's
you dig them up, you salt and burn their bones.
Yeah, that's what they say in Supernatural. But I don't know if ghosts. For the sadness of it, they could be awesome if something, some way they could get broken and get to move on.
Right.
I'd like to think that, but I don't know for sure if that's the case.
Let me change gears just a little bit, Mr. B. Have you ever had an experience with ghosts, aside from the one you mentioned earlier? Possible one.
Billy's. I'm trying to think. I know I have.
Well, I'm gonna let you think.
It's because I know it's weird. I don't know if this is real. Okay, you go. I got another story. You go. And then
I'll share with you.
They're sick of my voice right now, anyway. So.
Yeah.
Fuck me, right?
Who isn't?
Fuck me, right?
When I was younger, I used to spend a lot of summers at my cousin's house in Zimmerman, it's farther north in Minnesota. We're talking at least an hour north of Minneapolis. There was one night, their house was fairly new, kind of out in the sticks. There wasn't many neighbors or anything out there. She had a little dog, and the dog's name was Brandy. I can't remember for the life of me what kind of dog it was. It was awesome dog, though. One night, I was sleeping on her floor in a sleeping bag, and I felt breath on my ear. I was probably 10 years old at the time. Mm-hmm. I felt breath on my ear, and I felt like the dog was gonna lick my ear, the back of my head or something.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't have been completely uncommon. But I turned around and, to greet the dog, and there was nothing there at all. I felt the condensation of the breath on me, which doesn't make sense in a ghost way, because why would a ghost be breathing? I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is that it scared the shit out of me. The dog at the time was actually in its kennel downstairs, and the kennel was closed. So
maybe it's your cousin.
Yeah, I don't think so. She was sleeping at the time. I don't know. It scared the shit out of me. And that house, I know my aunt and uncle had several other stories about moving shadows and stuff like that in that house. So
Yeah, I know I've probably had other experiences when I was younger. I just can't. I just can't remember off the top of my head right now. This isn't really experience, but I know won't give anything away right yet. Names right now, but we'll see. But my girlfriend's. That's weird. That's weird. Oh, I'm so tired. Yanni. My girlfriend's aunt and uncle live. I won't yet say what, up northern Minnesota. And this could be cool later. There's some stuff up there too, but whatever. We can talk another time. And they have a business that is run out of an old. They have out of an old house. They don't like a separate. The house is just a business. And I don't know the details, these right now. Hopefully sometime I will, of what happened. I think it's a real older town. It's a real older house. But there's there's stuff of upstairs being haunted. And before her aunt and uncle had this house, because it's a smaller town, her cousins and aunt and uncle from a different side of the family used to live there. And even them, she talks to her cousins and mentions it, and they even said that they've had weird experiences when they were younger. A couple of them used to have bedrooms upstairs, and they had to move bedrooms once their parents re-renovated stuff downstairs. Demanded that they move bedrooms because they just couldn't. It was just too weird up there for them and stuff. And then her aunt now has felt stuff, and maybe go into detail on that another time if she wants me to. We'll see. But fuck you. Silence that shit. Anyway, but I've been up there. I've been there and slept in that house, on the basement floor. And it's just me and her in there, and it's got a weird little creep to it. I mean, most houses make noise, whatever. But then you go up. If I've gone upstairs before to grab something because they have storage and different things up there and whatnot, and you go up there and I don't say I haven't felt anything actual breeze by me or cold spot or air or anything like that, but you get up there, and as soon as you get to the top step, it does have this kind of I don't know how to describe it, a low air kind of feel to it. It's just kind of got this weird off feeling about it. And if you even walk a little bit more up there, the more you're up there, it just kind of makes you feel a little uneasy. That could be because you hear some about it, and so it's in your head. But usually I'm pretty good about that. I can, I know it's stories. Houses make noise, whatever. But usually, even in the middle of the day, it does have a weird creep to it. So I have that experience, and I know I have others, but I can't remember. All right. I got that. That's a more recent times one, and could get into that more later for me.
I like that you bring up that there could be a psychological stigma that makes it, more.
I bring up a lot of shit. I'm a smart fucking dude.
Yeah, he's a smart fucking dude.
Continue.
Well, like I said, places that people say are haunted, you go there and, a light breeze rolls through and holy shit, it's a ghost.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Not to take anything away from places that are haunted, but there is a psychological predisposition to believing something when you've heard that it's haunted, And I think that's going to be something that we're going to be kind of battling against as we do this,
which everyone is,
right,
in that scenario. But it happens, whatever,
Well, I think we're running a little long for this, little pilot taster episode.
I'm thinking we're going to be cut. Every podcast is going to be 2 hours.
I'm down for that.
It all depends on what we have to say that week.
Right.
If we have weeks where we actually have gone somewhere and we have cut audio, we have experience and possible, we want to have audio of us talking, not saying we're gonna get audio of we're gonna get the sounds of ghosts, not saying that, just audio of us talking and or being there and experiencing there a lot. You can hear it.
I'll be the
It'll
first
play.
to admit I'm a chicken shit when it comes to
I know.
that. So there'll be a lot of me crying like a
Yeah,
girl, running away.
Mr. B, help me.
I don't talk.
I heard that echo in the fucking headphones. But yeah. So yeah, those episodes we have go somewhere with more to talk about and more, maybe audio clips to play for people. Those ones will especially go long. But the other ones, it all depends on what we have to say. We may get to a topic that we really don't have as much to say. Maybe we'll get to topic where I won't be doing 95% of the talk. No, not 95%.
If people
we'll see.
send us shit too, we're gonna have a lot more to talk about.
Well, yeah. So as it gets going, if we get more listeners or readers and stuff, then because we could get people that only want to listen to aren't readers and only want to listen to the podcast and don't want to read the blog, or people that are not really like to listen to podcasts but they love reading and they'll read the blog. So we'll see. But listeners/readers, hopefully people will do both. But if we get more people to start, people start listening, then we'll have more to talk about because we'll.
I feel like we
people.
owe a little bit of an explanation to them for why the blog started. The blog, we put out 2 stories in 2 days, and then it just kind of dropped off. I haven't put another story
Well, the holidays and everything else, and it's busy time.
Yep, exactly.
And that was just kind of it was kind of just set up and post some stuff to get it going. And once we really get going on stuff, it'll get more will get posted.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
it'll be more frequent.
Another more personal thing is mine and Blair's grandfather passed away on Christmas Eve. So this initial podcast.
Jeez, way to bring the mood down.
Yeah. Well, we had a lot of family stuff.
I'm kidding. I was up north in haunted houses. Sleeping in haunted houses. I was.
This first little experimental podcast we're going to dedicate to our grandpa Stan. Yep. Hopefully he's hopefully he's not listening because
he's not listening. He'd probably be embarrassed.
Whoa! Are you trying to say if in the afterlife, heaven, whatever? Are you trying to say they don't listen to podcasts?
Not
are you trying to say that the big man upstairs doesn't allow podcasts?
That's
in
not
his heaven.
That is not what I'm saying.
The God I believe in loves podcasts.
Can I get a word in, please?
Nope.
Fucking. What I'm saying is that I don't want my grandpa to hear me associated with ghosts jerking off while dead, hanging from rafters or whatever.
They don't jerk off while they're dead. Come on now.
While they were
Think of what
alive.
you're saying.
Please.
They jerk off while they're alive, and then while they're hanging and they're dying, semen is dribbling out of the tip of their dick. Like it does. Whatever.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying.
All right, you know what?
Oh, no, sorry. But the clean version goes to their grandpa.
Yeah, clean version, minus the autoerotic asphyxiation.
If he doesn't want to listen to that, he can fast forward. It's his prerogative.
Absolutely. So let's find a cool way to sign off.
How about we go... This has been Beyond the Veil.
Ooh.
Bye.
We'll work on it.
We'll work on it.
All right, I'm gonna light up my celebratory cigarillo.
Don't fucking do it.
And we will see you guys next time.
Later. Don't fucking do it, you fucking asshole. God, you're a son of a bitch. Stupid fucking way to end a fucking podcast.
Oh boy, it's time to autoerotic asphyxiate myself. My penis sure is in for a treat. All right, got the noose, and here we go. Okay, there we are. Oh, this feels great. This is amazing. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm about to finish. I'm about to splooge. Here we go. Yeah! What? Wait a minute. What's going on? There's my body, but why am I... I died! Oh no! I can't die like that! That's the most embarrassing way you could possibly die! I've got to do something. I've got to pull my pants up.